Today, we're digging into two of the most powerful tools for mastering your mind, pulled straight from the classic work of Charles F. Haanel. We're talking about the will and concentration. You know that feeling, right? You sit down to get one thing done, and just minutes later, your attention is shattered. You're pulled into an email, and then a notification pops up, and then you're trying to circle back and remember, what was I even doing? It honestly feels like our ability to just focus is broken. And look, this isn't just a feeling. It's real. Neuroscience actually confirms that what we call multitasking is really just frantic task switching. And every single time we switch, we lose a little bit of time and a little bit of mental energy. All that friction, it just kills our productivity and creativity. But what's so fascinating is that this struggle isn't new. I mean, long before we had smartphones buzzing in our pockets, people were dealing with the exact same problem. And way back, over 100 years ago, a very systematic solution was developed to master the mind. A really successful American businessman named Charles F. Haanel created something he called the Master Key System. Now, this wasn't just a book of nice ideas or vague philosophies. It was a serious 24-week correspondence course, basically a technical manual for your mind. He treated the mind like an engineer would, something to be understood and operated with precision. So here's our game plan. First, we'll get into the core idea behind his manual for the mind. Then, we'll define the two key tools, willpower and concentration. We're also going to explore the huge difference between straining to focus and really achieving mastery. And finally, I'll walk you through a simple practice you can start using today to build these skills. All right, let's start with the big idea, the foundation that Haanel's entire system is built on. It's a simple but really powerful shift in how you see your own thoughts. At the very heart of the Master Key System is this idea. Thought isn't just random background noise that happens to you. It's an active, creative force. Haanel argued that our mental energy, just like electricity, can be consciously aimed and directed to literally shape our experiences and create real-world results. Your mind is a powerhouse, not just a passive camera recording the world. Okay, so if thought is this powerful energy, how in the world do we direct it? Well, that brings us to the first of our two tools, willpower. Haanel saw willpower as the rudder of your mind. It's that part of you that has the power to choose where you place your attention. This isn't about gritting your teeth and using brute force. It's about providing clear, conscious direction for your mental energy. It's the simple decision to say, okay, right now I am going to think about this. But just pointing the rudder in the right direction is only half the battle, right? Once you've set the course, you have to actually hold it. And this is where that second tool, concentration, comes in. So if willpower is the rudder that sets your direction, concentration is the lens that focuses the energy. It's the ability to hold your mind steady on that thing you chose without letting it get yanked away by every little distraction. It's what takes scattered, diffused light and turns it into a single, powerful beam. Now, this brings us to a really common misunderstanding about focus. Most of us think that concentration means we have to fight off distractions, really grit our teeth. Haanel said, nope, that's the exact opposite of how it works. He drew this really crucial line between tense strain and relaxed mastery. See, trying to violently shove thoughts out of your head is exhausting, and frankly, it's totally ineffective. True mental mastery is a calm, steady practice. It's not about somehow stopping your mind from wandering. It's about developing this quiet skill of just gently bringing it back over and over again. And the practical power of this stuff applies everywhere. At work, you can direct your will to one single task and then use concentration to actually finish it. In relationships, you can use your will to be fully present with someone, to really listen. And if you're building a new habit, you use your will to get started and concentration to stay on track. So, how do we actually build this muscle of relaxed mastery? Well, Haanel gave a lot of simple, systematic exercises. We're going to walk through the most fundamental one. Let's call it the power of return practice. It's so simple. First, just sit still for a few minutes. Let your body relax. Second, pick one simple, neutral thought. It could be an object in the room or just a simple idea. Third, just hold your attention on it. Now, here's the most important part. Your mind will wander. It's what minds do. When it does, your only job is to notice it and then gently, without any frustration, just return your focus. That's the whole practice. So this is the key takeaway, right here. The goal of this exercise is not to have a perfectly silent, empty mind. The real power, the thing that actually builds your mental muscle, happens in that small, quiet, gentle act of returning your focus. Every single time you bring your attention back, you are doing one more rep, and you're building your capacity for concentration. All right, let's wrap this up and talk about how you can carry this forward. When you look at it, the whole system is just beautifully logical. Your will is the rudder. It chooses where your thoughts go. Your concentration is the lens. It holds that focus steady. And consistent, calm practice is what makes both of them stronger. So, I'll just leave you with a question to think about. As you look at the week ahead, what is one single area where you are going to consciously apply your will and concentration? Maybe it's a project, a conversation, or a personal goal. Just pick one place to start. We'll continue to explore these powerful ideas in our next explainer.